Hi Aquarius, hope that you're well. Amber here at Symbols for Living. Welcome to the Symbols for Living YouTube channel. Please do like, share and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. Apologies for not having got your July reading up. Unfortunately, I was just snowed under with other priorities unfortunately I just couldn't get to the last couple of readings for the month, although I did try my best. But hopefully going forward, these things will become less and less often, less frequent as the channel grows, and I'm able to dedicate more time to it. If you'd like to support the channel further, you're more than welcome and invited to leave a donation using the donation link in the description box below. Alternatively, you could also, as I said, book your own personal reading with me. That's another way to support the channel. You can also purchase my products, such as birthday postcards, or I mean, they could be used as birthdays, but you could use them for anything really. You could frame that if you like and leave it on your desk at work, or I also do these in A4 prints as well, with white backgrounds, brown paper kind of backgrounds. In fact, I'm really flexible because it's all done by me. I can pretty much do any colour, any design you like. If you like the white on the inside to be purple or something, I will probably get that for you. So yeah, and if you wanted the design on, say, you know, a backpack, or you wanted the design on a laptop case, again, I'm quite flexible, and I've got good connections. I can get that set up for you. But yeah, these are really great for like birthdays, or to send notes to friends and family. On the back I've got the correspondences, the dates, the glyph, the stone, the colour correspondences, the element correspondences, even numerology is listed there as well. Also got a short description as to the virtues of the Aquarius energy. And yeah, they're really great. They're not very expensive. You can buy packs of 12 that I can send to you, so you've got one for each sign, or you can buy them singularly. Just send me an email at symbolsforliving@gmail.com. I also have mugs selling on my Etsy shop, so if you were to type in etsy.com and put Symbols for Living, you will find all of the mugs available for purchase. So yeah, that's other ways you can support the channel. So that being said, all that stuff out of the way, I'm going to continue with your reading, which is what you came for, and which is what I'm hoping to deliver to you today. So essentially, as you may be aware, we've got how your partner feels about you, what they're thinking at the bottom here, their intentions, past influences or past feelings that your partner had, and then we've got future influences and future feelings that your partner may have. So looking overall at the reading, especially as the overall energy card or theme for the reading is the Wheel of Fortune, I'd say that either someone's coming back around, there's, you know, someone's looking for a second chance, someone's done a 180, someone's completely changed, some sort of lucky turn of events has happened, and you know, an opportunity that you may have thought was lost has come back. It's that kind of energy that the Wheel of Fortune brings. It's that kind of lucky, oh my gosh, I got a second chance at something, or oh wow, you know, now it's my turn, finally something I've been working towards is finally become available to me. It's an opportunist kind of energy. So there's an opportunity, I believe, available for you this month that maybe you've been waiting for. And it will be about you making a choice this month, as we do have the Two of Wands centrally and also the Wheel of Fortune, which again to me I feel really talks about choices. We've got 2 sevens at the end of the reading as well, so but that's more on your partner's side and more of your partner's energy, but still there's this kind of I think you're going through something in your relationship that's kind of brought you guys to a point of having to make a decision as to whether or not you're going to move forward together in a particular direction, maybe move forward apart, although that doesn't look that way here at all in this reading. It looks like you guys are moving towards more being together, but definitely there's some sort of offer that's been made, a new opportunity that's come up that you're now having to make a decision on. And I mean, it starts here with your partner's feelings being the Six of Swords and the Fool card. So I mean, even I think those of you that know a little bit about the cards would see immediately that this is saying that, you know, there's someone moving on and there's a new beginning. Someone leaving baggage behind, just like the Fool card, and moving on to something new. So I don't know if your partner maybe in the past has left somebody to be with you, or moved to be with you, or maybe you guys as a couple have decided to end certain arguments. Maybe you guys were able to find certain solutions to arguments and really be able to leave the past in the past. That's definitely what's happened, I think, in the near future for you guys, Aquarius. Sorry, near past. And that would be probably end of July, middle of July, sometime in July. Or possibly before that, but I would say probably July, end of July this has happened. So yeah, your partner is feeling quite optimistic about the future. They're moving on, they're letting go. I don't know if this is away from you. I don't know if that's happened, but it doesn't look that way. Your partner could feel that you yourself are also moving on, letting things go, starting anew. So there's this new beginning that's occurred. There's a new beginning that's occurred in the near past that's really allowed, I feel it's really allowed your partner to just let go of a lot of baggage, and focus more on the future and just take on a more positive outlook, a more optimistic outlook. And this again could be you. This could be how your partner felt about you in the past, that you were seeking something new, seeking seeking a new path, looking to leave things in the past and just start over. I mean, really and truly, these two cards don't get more complex than that. I'm trying to, pull things out of the cards, but really the cards are just saying that you moved on, or someone's moved on and had a brand new, fresh start, and they're not looking back. And what they're leaving is a very stressful, kind of contentious situation where there may be a lot of arguments, a lot of stress, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of distrust, a lot of one-upmanship, and just draining mental anguish, between either your partner and their ex, or you and you and your past relationships, or possibly even between you both. Both of you could have been arguing. But it looks like communication's really improved here with the Eight of Wands. It looks like you yourself may have been the one to bring in this new positive, optimistic outlook. It could be that I feel that if it is your partner that's moved on from something, they see you as a brand new start. They see you as a fresh breath of a fresh breath. Sorry. They see you as, what can I say? How do you describe it? Just like fresh air, like you're a breath of fresh air, right? That's what the saying goes. Sorry, my brain is just like not always with me. Sorry, bear with me. So it looks that way, like your partner sees you that way, and I think it's the way that you communicate. You communicate with conviction, like you're excited, like you're very optimistic, and you've got a sharp mind, and you've got an open mind, and I think your partner likes that. You've got an open mind, and that's very Aquarian, really. It's a very Aquarian, or so they say traditionally. Obviously not every Aquarian is like that, but one of the stronger traits of Aquarian is your ability to be objective and see the bigger picture on things, and not be so attached, but actually see the whole rather than the individual pieces in it. you can see the big picture. So it looks like, I think that's what you've kind of brought, and it's really kind of allowed or given your partner a different way of thinking about things, possibly even brought him or her solutions for their own selves. So you've really been an optimistic, positive kind of influence in their life, I feel, and they really want to move forward with you, and they feel quite excited, like you are their fresh brand new start. I mean, it's not always good for our partners to project their own feelings onto us, and not good for us to do that to them either. We should own how we feel, you know, but you know, sometimes our partners aren't always that emotionally intelligent, and they kind of, you know, sometimes they need to leave a situation, or, you know, people generally aren't that emotionally intelligent. So, you know, and that's why I think a lot of time you have breakups that are, or you have relationships that are catalysts to breakups. But really and truly, that person wanted to break up with that person all along, but never had the guts maybe to do that. Maybe because their partner's overbearing, maybe because they made a lot of promises, maybe their partner is ill, or whatever reason, they don't want to leave their partner. Or it seems scary to do so. But the way you've come into this person's life is that you've given them this kind of optimistic, expansive outlook. And that's led them, I feel, to be more positive about the future, and to want to just say, hey, you know, yeah, what am I worrying about? Let me just throw my worries away and move forward. So I think you really bring that to this person's life, which is really lovely. And then we've got also a lot of communication's been happening as well. A lot of good, positive talk. Possibly talking about the future. Possibly talking about moving as well. Yeah, there's a moving energy going on, most definitely. I mean, the Fool's got his bag packed. You know, got this guy in a boat. And then we've got the Eight of Wands, which talks a lot about movement and travelling. So, I don't know if in the near past you've decided to move or travel with this person. Or maybe you're planning to travel in the next few months. And I don't even think it's travelling, because of the Fool card. It's like you're really packing up and really moving towns or states, but really looking for that fresh start and being very optimistic about it. Yeah, you guys are travelling, or have travelled, or are planning to travel. And this all occurred back at the end of July, or middle of July possibly. But it looks like you guys may have been communicating there for about 2 months, I'd say. So you could have been talking about this for a few months. Okay, so centrally we've got the Three of Coins and the Six of Wands. So this is how your partner currently feels about you, Aquarius. They feel that you could have met at work as well. That's a possibility. But your partner feels that you're very cooperative, you're a team player. You know, you acknowledge everyone's strengths, you are very kind and thoughtful, and show your appreciation to other people, and you are highly esteemed because of that, because you esteem everyone else so highly, and you give everyone else their dues. I feel this person, or maybe people in the group, also do the same to you. So it's like there's just a lot of love you know, around you, and people are rooting for you. I just get that feeling as well. You know, you're not on your own at all here. Like, you're working with people, you're making things happen, and you're also making a success of things. So it looks like you're moving on to something, possibly a new job or a new work situation, possibly starting your own business, but not on your own. Like, you're collaborating with people. Your partner could also see you like this. So your partner could also be experiencing this. So your partner themselves could feel like they work really well with you and they feel appreciated by you, and that they want to maybe go into some sort of business together, or go into something together. And this probably is a relationship, right? It's a relationship reader. So your partner may very well want to kind of, get into a relationship with you, and they may feel that you're very easy to deal with. You're very independent. You take responsibility for whatever you need to bring to the table, especially financially and when it comes to work. And yeah, they just feel like you, really appreciate them, and I think they really appreciate you. I think that they feel very proud of you as well. They feel very proud of you because of the way that you work with people, because of your outlook, how you are so fair and balanced, and just your Aquarian nature, like this togetherness of, no one is more important than the other. Everyone is appreciated. Everyone gets acknowledgement. And your partner really sees this in you. So I think they really appreciate your Aquarian qualities. You yourself are in a position where you're having to choose. So, maybe you did a lot of talking. Maybe you didn't really see things moving that fast, maybe, but things definitely have moved fast. You're having to make a decision now. This could be a decision about the move. So it could have been a lot of talk about the move, a lot of optimism around the move. But now you're having to literally, maybe it's like really hitting home with you now. You're really like, okay, this is really happening. And I feel that you're making a choice to go ahead and try something new. You're also, all three of these characters in the cards, they're all facing, I should really say these two are facing the Fool card. It's like you're looking for something new, and with the Two of Wands, it always speaks to me as trying something new. Often because maybe you're a bit stuck in a rut, you've been doing the same thing over and over, and you need to try something new. The Aquarius energy is also quite a fixed energy. It's one of the fixed signs in the zodiac. So the fixed signs in the zodiac are more likely by nature to like the familiar. Even the Aquarians like to explore and are quite curious by nature, at the same time you can still find yourself a bit stuck in the rut, probably in terms of like your values and things like that, like your values and your outlook on the world. More internally, you may find that you're more fixed. Maybe outwardly you're still doing lots of new things and trying new things, and still breaking the mold on things and still pioneering certain things in ways, being creative. Maybe internally though you may have, and as we all do, but they just say fixed signs are more prone to that kind of fixedness. And it could be just what you needed, this breath of fresh air to come in and for you to look at your path and see where you are. The Two of Wands talks about your path and what path you're on and what path you'd like to choose going forward. And so is the Wheel of Fortune, talks about paths and choosing the path. So I feel that that's what's happening here. You're making probably a fairly big decision around choosing a new career path, possibly with this person, or you're just choosing to be maybe in a relationship, maybe you're choosing to be in a relationship with this person, where maybe you were single, or this person wasn't usually your type or something like that, and now you're being faced with an offer. This person has thrown away everything in their past. They want something new. They really like you. They may have been talking to you a lot. You may have been talking back and forth with them a lot. And I feel like it's now moved into, more of a solid situation here, where maybe a friendship or relationship has started to blossom. Your partner feels like they've been successful as well in getting closer to you, in getting into your circles, in getting to know you. And they feel really good about you. They feel very proud of you, I think, as well. And I think they're really looking to move fast. I mean, the Fool card acts quickly. You know, the Six of Swords actually can be quite fast energy as well. As it is a sword energy, you know, they're the kind of quickest energy in the deck. And then we've got the Eight of Wands. So your partner could be really kind of pushing things forward quite quickly. And maybe there's a lot of talk happening as well. And now you're, I think, taking a moment to pause and really think about, you know, what do I really want now? Do I want to move forward with this new person? Do I want to take things from friendship to a relationship? Do I want this relationship that we've been working on for some time to continue, but maybe in a different way? You know, am I willing to try new things and make this work? It's like you're making a choice on how you're going to move forward in the relationship, whether it be with this person or on your own. But as I said, it looks like here as well with the 10 of coins, that Spirit is saying to you that you do need to think about your long-term future. In the near future, probably end of August, it looks like there will be a kind of moment where it's like, okay, decision time. It's like evaluation time, you know. I'm surprised the Judgment card didn't come out there. But I guess the Judgment card hasn't come out because there's no like long-held secrets or anything like that. It's just, you know, you're going to get to a point here in the near future where your partner is going to be feeling like, okay, so what's happening? Are we moving forward? Are we not moving forward? Or like, what's going on? I really like you and I can't see anything happening. You know, I've put in all this work. I've called you all the time. I've come to see you all the time. I've done this for you. I've done that for you. Or I've made the effort, or we've been hanging out and I've done everything that I thought I was supposed to. So why am I not seeing the results? Why am I not with you yet? Why are we not together? I kind of get that could be happening here because we've got the pause here. And then we've got Spirit advising you, think about your future. You know, think about long-term goals. Like, is this person really going to be good for you in the next 10 years? You know, is this a commitment that you want to make? And ultimately, I mean, Spirit is saying to you, you know, think about the future. Like, really, like, right now you might be feeling like, oh, you know, nah, I'm kind of happy. I like doing my Aquarian thing and just being free and, you know, just taking it as it comes. And I don't know. Aquarians tend to be, I don't know, I've actually dated one Aquarian guy. And freedom, I think, is a big thing. It's a big thing for you guys, that creativity, that room to be creative and be yourself and to do your thing, to be independent. You know, you can't really, there's no way around that with an Aquarian. You have, that's an Aquarian for you. And I don't know what it is, but I noticed that with you guys, you don't necessarily, it's like you have to, I don't know if you have to get things like your system and have fun and not necessarily like be with lots of people, but just have that sense of freedom and exploring all of your creative interests before maybe you take that step and really settle down with someone. And I believe I would, you know, assume as well an Aquarian would need some time to do that because you're quite the thinker. You can be quite objective. So 10 of Coins is saying this person could be good for you long term, you know, or have you thought about what you want for long term? And, you know, if a decision has to be made, I think Spirit is saying to you, well, you need to make a decision based on that. If you think this person's good for now, fair enough. Maybe you don't need them right now. But if this person is good for you long term, then maybe you need to consider the option. Maybe you need to really think about things and don't let this one go. Maybe, you know, This card also reminds me of being exclusive. It's like Spirit is saying to you, maybe you need to make it exclusive. Maybe you need to think about your future, you know. The Seven of Cups here as well does suggest that there maybe is more than one person or more than one suitor or more than one offer being made available to you. Or in the picture somehow. But with the Seven of Coins here, it says to me that, you know, your partner in the near future is going to be thinking, yeah, like I've put all this work in and I don't really see how we've moved forward. This could be because this person's a fire sign with the Strength card here and the King of Rods here and these other rods dotted about in the reading. And also the Sagittarius card here, a lot of kind of fiery energy. It could be that this person isn't really that patient. And that's really interesting because Sagittarius is the most mature sign of the fire signs, and they are, and the card is all about patience. It's almost like fire signs have to kind of cultivate patience. They're not really born with it. Maybe, you know, or it doesn't come that easy for them. They get quite excited, quite inspired by things. And I guess if this is a fire sign you're dealing with, they may feel very inspired by you. As we've seen, very excited by you. You kind of make them feel optimistic and positive about things, and they want to go forward, you know. And maybe you're like, hey, you know, okay, cool. I like to move fast too sometimes, but not when my heart's involved, you know. I've got to slow down. This is serious, you know, with the Ten of Coins here. It's a very much more serious card or serious energy. But your partner is going to be thinking that, and it's going to make them feel quite confused with the Seven of Cups there. They will feel confused. They won't really know what they're doing wrong. I think because, you know, Aquarius is opposite to Leo. So if you were to say this was a Leo, you're both very opposite. So the way you think is completely opposite. Although opposites do attract, they can also confuse each other. Let's be frank. So it could be that your partner just doesn't get you. Like they're like, I've done all this stuff, all these things, and nothing's happening, or you're not reciprocating. I don't understand what's happening. And with the Wheel of Fortune here as well, it does suggest that possibly this opportunity is quite a good one, and that you should take it. Four of Cups. Yeah, something's been offered here, and you're not really, you're not too sure. You're like, I'm kind of happy where I am. You know, I have everything I need. I don't really need anything else. You know, I'm quite happy. But this, you may feel like it's not. You may feel like you don't need it, but maybe actually you do. You know, you just don't maybe realize it. Especially with the High Priestess there. It's like you have to kind of go a few layers deep, you know, within, and then ask yourself the question, you know, do I want a long-term relationship? Do I really, you know, if you were to sit down and look at yourself 5 years from now, what would you like your relationship status to be? How you'd like your life to look? What plans do you have for the future? And really get to your heart of hearts and be very honest. And also, you know, I think sometimes as air signs, I've got a stellium in Libra as well, so I'm quite familiar with the air energy. And I think sometimes when we make decisions, we make them based on our head and logic. And often in relationships, especially with the fire signs, they're not going to make a relationship decision based purely off logic. It's going to be, how do I feel? What does my gut tell me? What does my intuition tell me? What does my heart tell me? You know, and that's where they're going to speak from. And then maybe they'll bring logic into it after. The High Priestess, I think, is asking you as an Aquarian to get out of your head a little bit and try to, or at least marry the two. You know, do bring your heart into the conversation and try to figure out how you really feel about this person on a very kind of deep, intuitive level, on a very personal level. And then go from there. So, you know, the High Priestess talks about balance as well, balancing the left and the right side of your brain, you know, your masculine and feminine aspects, being wise enough to balance the two. and be creative through that. So yeah, basically it's like two parts make a whole, you know, no one's whole on their own kind of thing. Well, okay, I take that back. We are all whole on our own, but you know, the world was built for two. Let's say that. You know, everything seems to have its opposite or its pair in this world, and I think that's what the High Priestess tries to tell us as well. That there is, you know, yeah, it's a very interesting card, but I think there's a message coming through here is that you may need to think about what your long-term goals are. Like, okay, now you're cool being single and being your Aquarius stuff, doing, you know, doing you, but long-term, what do you want? You know. Okay, so essentially, sorry, I was just thinking that if this was to do with business, as in, you know, you started something new with somebody in a more financial way, it is saying here that it is a good investment and that you should go ahead and make the investment. Yes, reflect, yes, ground yourself, but ground yourself in the reality of what's 5 years going to look like from now. You know, it's that kind of reality check that might need to be done. But Seven of Coins does say that progress has been made though, but you may need to kind of look over things. This may be just, you know, the Mercury retrograde happening, where you're having to kind of backtrack and go over things, rethink things, look at all the other possibilities, opportunities and possibilities, and really explore those, but with a view to looking at how things are going to look 5 or 10 years from now. Yeah. Okay, so then we've got here how your partner's thinking. So I think your partner is thinking very much like a fire energy, like I said, quite excited, inspired, and wants to move forward in a relationship. Their partner doesn't want to wait, doesn't want to be patient. He wants to take control of the situation and move it forward. He's not really feeling that patient, although he is exercising patience. With the Page of Pentacles here, he's like, he knows he's found something that's worth investing in and he likes it. Logically, or in his mind, he's figured out, yeah, this girl or this guy is great and I want to see how much greater it could be if we were to kind of really make a commitment here. If I was to really make an investment, if this is about money, I don't know why money's coming through and why career's coming through. I guess all the wands. But yeah, this person's definitely ready to make an investment. And but you know, I think they are still wanting to explore their options still, as in, you know, they're not looking to really rush. I think they're wise enough as a King of Rods, rather than, you know, a Page of Rods. He's wise enough and he knows enough to know really, and there are a time and a place to act hasty, and there's a time and a place to slow down, and to maneuver in a more clever way. It looks like they're choosing that option. They're looking to be more. They're thinking in a more grounded way, in a more practical way. So they've still got the energy and the fire and the inspiration, but it's more grounded energy. It's more more realistic, more bringing it down to the material plane, more grounded. And they're thinking about this quite seriously, about an investment for the long term. Although they are taking baby steps here with the Page of Pentacles, like I said, there is this element of patience that this person is exercising, although maybe it's not really in their nature. They are doing that. This could also be this person is thinking about communicating with you, thinking about contacting you if they haven't already. This could be someone that you're working with that hasn't told you how they felt yet. But I think they have, because we've got a decision to make. So this person Yeah, I think it's just taking things slowly, but still definitely moving forward, you know. The advice to you is the Devil card. So this talks about capitalizing on things, exploiting opportunities for your own interests. It can also talk about negative thinking, bad habits as well. But it's also ruled by Saturn. Aquarius was also originally ruled by Saturn. So I feel that it's, I mean, the Devil card is usually always a bit of a warning card, to me anyway. It's not really a light card to me. So I feel that it's just advising that you need to maybe watch how you're thinking. You could be thinking quite negatively. You could be thinking, yeah, like you could have too many doubts, thinking too pessimistic, being too narrow-minded, having like too much of a narrow kind of viewpoint. Because like really it's a card about being trapped as well. But it's like when you're trapped but you can get out. It's almost like the Eight of Swords. It's like you can get out. You just need to think your way out of it. You need to see things clearer. So yeah, I feel the Devil card is just saying that to you, that you need to maybe get out of your own way in this situation, that maybe you are overthinking it. Maybe you are thinking in a way too much of, you know, what will I get out of this? Possibly. It is a selfish card. And maybe that's how you've always, not always, but maybe you've kind of developed that way of thinking through having past negative experiences, or maybe you perceive them to be negatives, and then maybe now you're like, okay, I'm all about what I can get out of things. You might have talked a good game, you know what I mean? And now it's like, oh, he really likes me, or she really likes me, and suddenly they want something serious, and they're very sure about you, and maybe you're still kind of in this way of thinking of not trusting with these people, trusting new people, or always having to have the upper hand. You know, just having this kind of very doubtful, distrusting, pessimistic view on things, and always feel like you might need to get in there first before they get in there. You know, you need to get control of the situation before they do. Yeah, I think it's just like negative thinking that is tripping you up, and really the Devil card is about you getting out of your own way usually. This could be bad habits. Usually the Devil card is usually, you know, always about bad habits as well. So I think it's just, and because it's in the position of, you know, the thinking position, what you're thinking, and what your partner's thinking, I just feel that you're worried about, you're thinking about the situation in quite negatively, and feel that you would be trapped maybe in the relationship, rather than it being a freeing experience. But again, these are thoughts that are usually unfounded, and based in fear, and kind of keep you trapped in your own cycle, your own vicious cycle of thinking. So yeah, I think the advice here is for you to, you know, to really, you know, because you've expressed definitely an open-minded side to you in communication in the past with this person, but maybe really deep down within you, you have certain fixed ideas about relationships, that actually keeps you maybe having difficult relationships, having problems in relationships, possibly even avoiding relationships, you know. Maybe once things get to a certain point, you're like, hey, whoa, I need to think about this, you know. And maybe you back off a little bit maybe when things start to feel like they're encroaching on you. Because mentally, I think you see relationship as a bit of a ball and chain thing. That's what it seems to me here. to be thinking. You seem to be thinking. And with the Devil card as well being a major arcana, it's saying that, you know, once you do kind of learn how to see relationships from a less subjective position, and think a bit outside the box in terms of your relationships, you may, you know, it will be like a major lesson, and you will probably find a lot of positivity will come into your life as you change the way you think about relationships. A lot of positivity will come into your relationships as well. And the Temperance card is also advised to you in terms of your intentions. So it's saying, you know, your actions should be, you know, the way you pursue this going forward should be balanced. And the Temperance card to me is very much the antidote for the Devil card. So I was going to say something, I can't remember it, sorry. But the Devil card, yeah, I mean, the Temperance card here is about freedom. It is about travel. It's about Sagittarius, really. That Sagittarius energy. So I feel that, you know, Spirit is saying, in terms of your intentions, they should be more balanced, more forgiving, more grounded, not all up in your head. You know, as Aquarians, you may be more, you know, have more of a tendency to kind of figure things out on a mental level first before anything else. And the Temperance card is saying, okay, fair enough, but that still leaves you a little bit ungrounded. You know, you need to see how what you're thinking actually works how it actually works in the real world, how it actually affects people on a day-to-day basis, or affects your own life, yourself, on a day-to-day basis. You know, because we can see here that this angel's trying to keep the water flowing in both cups. He's got his foot on the ground and in the water. You know, it's like he's grounded, but he's still getting involved in all that gushy stuff, you know. It also talks about peace. We've also got the red triangle at the center of his chest, which to me signifies the very yang energy, that masculine, willful energy. So it is talking about being willful and still knowing what you want and still having a certain amount of self-focus, whilst also considering all the other plates that you've got spinning, all the other people that are involved, all the other people's feelings that are involved, also considering your own feelings. It's trying to really merge everything together. It's very much of a merging energy, and it's also talks about supporting each element of the situation. So I'm not explaining it very well, I apologise. But ultimately it talks about balance. It's talking about not going to extremes. The Devil card does talk about extremes. It's like extremely negative or extreme, like really seeing things one-sided, and not seeing any way out, you know, trapping yourself mentally. And the Temperance card is saying, actually, no, you should be working towards bringing about more balance and temperance into the way that you're thinking, and not going to one extreme or the other, but remaining grounded and just seeing things for how they actually are, whilst also being very optimistic and open-minded with the Temperance card. It's also represented by Sagittarius, so it could be that you need to take on more Sagittarian traits. It might be worth looking into the sign of Sagittarius, and I think that you would really like them, to put it. I don't know how else to put it. I think you would really like Sagittarians because they're quite similar to you. They're just a bit more fiery. a bit more kind of impulsive. Because they also like to explore the world. They're also curious and have big visions, and you know, they're ruled by Jupiter. You know, so I think that, I don't know, it's just a message that came through. You could look into Sagittarius and see what they're all about, and see which traits they have, and see how some of those traits would really complement your situation, and give you maybe ideas as to how to have fun whilst also being quite grounded. And that's what Sagittarius is all about, not going from any extreme, but also the important thing is to have fun and follow your heart. So you may be worried that by doing this you're going to have to be completely gushing. It's like, no, you don't have to be. You can still be very grounded and very businesslike or whatever, but at the same time get involved emotionally. So your partner their intention is to keep working at this. They're going to put their all in. They themselves, as I said with the King of Rods here, feel like they're in complete control. Like they're the ones in control. They're like the one wearing the trousers almost in the relationship or the situation. They feel very much empowered, and like they know exactly what they want. And they may be quite willful in getting that, but with the Strength card here, it's like they recognise again that they can't just force their way like a bull in the china shop getting what they want. They need to kind of show temperance. They need to show a measured approach. But either way, they're willing to do the work that it takes. They are having to show restraint, but at the same time, they're doing everything they can possibly do without going too fast. They really are doing everything they can without going too far. So they're going right up to the limit. They've got the 10 of Wands there. They're doing everything they can to make the relationship work, make this business deal that you guys have got going on work, or whatever agreement that you have. They're really putting their all into it, but they recognise that it's not just all about them putting their work into it, that they need to, although they appreciate and they actually, I think they actually really like their own kind of attitude in terms of persevering and having that get up and go energy. They at the same time recognise that it's not all about them. So they are quite mature. They are King of Rods here. They are a king. And they're exercising patience. I think when it comes to you, they recognise they can't just demand and be very pushy and keep on hounding you and asking you over and over again if you'll be with them, or putting too much pressure on you, basically. I think they recognise that they can't do that, but their intentions are to do that. Their intentions are to keep pushing until you say yes, or until they get what they want. They are completely taking this into their own hands. They feel they have the full power to do this on their own. They feel like they have everything that it takes to get you. Do you know what I mean? They're like quite confident, quite willful, quite determined. They know exactly what they want. But they are also mature enough and wise enough to know that if you keep pushing something, you're actually going to end up pushing it away. And so they're trying to do it in a measured way. And that's interesting because it's all about doing things in a measured way here with the Temperance card. So it looks like you both need to, in some way, find this kind of what's the word? You need to find this kind of temperance, I guess, within yourselves and not go to extremes. So in the one sense, we've got maybe you really pulling away quite a lot, and that's going to one extreme, and you've got your partner that's pushing quite a lot. And you're both having to learn that actually you need to kind of meet somewhere in the middle. And that's what I think will bring a success in. And that's, you know, that's what the Wheel of Fortune is here as well. This is a lucky break for you guys. And a new path that you guys will be on. You know, a turn in events, a change of events. Like I said, this could be someone coming back into your life that wants to try really hard to make it work, but recognise they need to be patient with you. but they feel that they have made some headway here. Maybe the conversations have been really positive in the past. They feel like they're really gaining some traction here with you. Like there is positive movement, and they're feeling really positive about it. And it could be a very lucky turn. And I don't think you saw it coming, kind of thing, with the Wheel of Fortune. Often with the Wheel of Fortune, we don't see it coming. It's like, oh, wow, I didn't expect to speak to this person today. I thought I lost their number, and suddenly I'm calling them, or they're calling me, and suddenly we're planning arrangements to go out or whatever. It's that kind of energy I think the Wheel of Fortune brings. But it also talks about fate as well. You know, this is a fated relationship. You guys are meant to come together to learn these lessons. You know, you've got the Devil card, he's got the Strength card. You've actually got 2 major arcanas advising you. You know, and then 2 major arcanas are trying to pin, you know, his position or her position as well. So yeah, I think major lessons are to be learned here. New beginnings, and learning how to gain a certain amount of control, I guess, of yourself, as we can't control our external circumstances. We can only control our own reaction to them. And I think that's the lesson here for you, most definitely. And for your partner, again, is learning that they can't control all the circumstances. They can't make you go out with them. They can't make you move faster. They have to just control themselves and control their own want to be with you. But yeah, the Wheel of Fortune here, this is in making this decision to move forward in the relationship, it's like, it's significant. It's it will kind of set you on a new path, this decision that you make. Most definitely with the 2 of Wands here as well. The 7 of Wands talks about being resilient, standing your ground. So this may be that this person's being quite pushy, and you will need to stand your ground while you're making your decision as to what you want to do to move forward. The cards are saying to me that, you know, there are great lessons to be learned in this connection, and with the 10 of Coins here, it just says to me that you do need to think about the future. This person could be, and with the Wheel of Fortune as well, it does say this person could be really good for you, and it could be a lucky turn of events that's come about in your life. But with the 7 of Wands here, it does say that, you know, you do need to come to this understanding yourself, and you can't move forward if you're not comfortable. So you may need to defend yourself to this person. You might need to explain yourself to this person, like why you're taking, you know, because this is another 7 here with these 2 sevens. So, you know, this person's going to be feeling like, well, I've done everything I'm supposed to do. I don't really get why you don't want to. I mean, I'm getting the signs that you're interested, but I don't really see it's happening, and whatever. And you might need to say to them, look, this is the reason why I'm slowing down. It's because of these reasons, and I feel that they're justified reasons. I need to take my time to do X, Y, Z, or whatever. It could be that, you know, the past was quite stressful for you guys. You know, this could be a relationship that's come back around. Or it could be that, you know, you have your reservations, and you've had certain situations that were similar like this that had happened before, and, you know, you're not completely comfortable. It's kind of triggering a few demons, you know, within you, and you need to kind of wrap your head around that first. So it is saying here, you know, do follow your gut instinct. If you need time, take the time to stand your ground and say why. Maybe that's all that person needs, is an explanation. That maybe you want something long term, that once you get into something, you're not going to leave. Like, you're going to be in it for the long haul. That might be why it's such a big decision for you. Yeah, so that's the reading. I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for you. Okay, then we've got chopwood, which talks about patience. So your partner has to exercise patience. There's definitely a patient, some sort of waiting energy going on here. Definitely the seven of coins and the 2 of wands. There's a waiting going on here. And whilst we're waiting, it looks like your partner or yourself is being asked to just get on with everyday life, do everyday things together, like still enjoy each other's company. You know, it doesn't mean that because you've made a decision, you guys still can't hang out, you guys still can't talk on the phone or whatever. Just keep things ticking along, you know, keep doing the normal things together, and try and keep things pleasant, chop wood together, you know, and basically, in time, things will fall into place, because this is fated, so it is going to be about divine timing, especially with the Temperance card there and the Wheel of Fortune. This is about things happening at the right time and having to be patient on both sides, I think. Okay, so we got round and round, which talks about obviously things having a kind of cyclical effect. So it could be that this person has come back around, possibly after, you know, 2 months of talking or trying to figure things out. This person has come back around. And with the Yang card here, this talks about definitely someone being very willful, wanting to come forward and wanting to take control. And this could be a bit of a power struggle between you two, because you know, this person really wants to move forward, yet you really wanted to take this maybe at your own pace or have time to make a decision. There's a bit of a willful energy here. So this does talk about right action though, and acting when it's necessary. So it is saying here again, like the chopwood energy, like don't just sit around and don't do anything, like still do things, still make the effort, still let maybe that person know that you are interested, still take action, still be actively, you know, involved with each other. Don't be too receptive and kind of waiting on your laurels, waiting for someone to maybe make the move, or waiting for someone to make a suggestion. It's like the yang card here is saying that it will be wise to push things forward, to kind of go with the energy. And you know, it's also about taking opportunities where they are. When opportunity arises, to take it. You know, that's what the Yang card is also saying here, especially with the Wheel of Fortune. You know, there is a certain amount of waiting that's going to have to happen, yes, but this doesn't mean that you can wait forever. Take action. If you know and you feel that something is right, take action, chop some wood together, still do things together, even if you're not going to make a final decision yet. The fork in the road, again, talks about you and this person, your partner, making a clear decision, possibly to move away together, like I said initially at the beginning of the reading, and completely take a new path for the both of you. So, like I said, your partner could be leaving somebody, or you could be leaving somebody to be, to be with each other. So that's a definite end to a past relationship, and a brand new beginning for you two. It could also be that you two, aren't leaving anyone for anyone else. In actual fact, you guys have just moved and started something new together as a couple, and you're having to get your head around it. You're having to learn to work together, I think. Yeah, it's interesting reading, Aquarius. Okay, so then we've got Buy the Book as the last card. So again, this talks about making up your own rules, you writing your book, whilst also taking, it's about not throwing the baby out with the bathwater kind of energy. Like, there is still lots to learn from tradition and from how things have always been done, the tried and tested. However, you do still have to have your own input. Like, you need to add your couple of lines or your couple of pages or your chapter even to that book, because you have your own wisdom and your own knowing as to what's right and wrong and what works for you. So, you know, it may be a case of that could be what this is about, that you may like the idea of long-term relationship, but you might have specific ideas as to what constitutes a committed relationship and what you'd like that to look like. You know, if this person is a Leo, they're probably going to be quite traditional, so it may be that you might need to discuss what it is that you actually expect from each other in terms of having a long-term relationship, and then write your own book and do things by the book. By the book also talks about marriage as well, and like, you know, family ties. You do have like the father, the mother and the child here in this, so it is about, you know, that family unit. So it could be that yeah, you guys are thinking about family, you know, and what family looks like to you. You may need to have that kind of discussion, you know. So yeah, that's the reading. Hope that you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you'd like your own personal reading where I can go into depth with your own circumstances, please do send me an email at symbolsforliving@gmail.com. The description will be in the box below. Otherwise, please do like, share and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I love it when you share, by the way. And again, please do get in contact with me if you're interested in any of my services. Products even. As I really like them, I'm sure that you will too. So I hope to hear from you. Check out my Etsy store as well. Alright, take very good care and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye.